Good evening, welcome back to another video. Manchester City, of course, were impressive, imperious and wonderful yesterday as they beat RB Leipzig 7-0. Yep, 7-0 in the Champions League last 16, 8-1 on aggregate. It was a crazy game of football, a crazy night, and immensely enjoyable for loads of reasons. And this is 5 things that I personally learned from this game, because I think there was plenty of talking points, and we are going to run through the 5 big ones. Don't forget, if you are new to this channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Please do hit the like button. It is massively appreciated. And welcome to the channel if you are new. It was a good game of football. It really was. I mean, you see already in the title. We are going to talk about Erling Haaland. How can we talk about anyone else? You know, how can we not talk about him? And I'll get to him in a second. Don't forget, there is the match reaction from last night. There's also the watch along if you want to catch up on the highlights of me dancing deliriously. And of course, the fan view live as well. But we'll go over to the first point as well that we took from this game last night. Let me jump over to the graphics. The first thing I want to talk about is this. I've simply put, is Erling Haaland the Champions League difference maker? Could this wonderful, giant Norwegian bastard of a striker, this beautiful man, this Achilles, this four on a football pitch, I don't know, this Viking, could he be the difference in the Champions League for Manchester City? He certainly implied that that's the intention. He implied that that's the aim and the quote for this season for him, basically. He said Manchester City do not need to know how to win the league. They didn't buy me for that. They didn't buy me for that. So you figure it out. It's something like that. You connect the dots, something like that. So he's right. We didn't buy Erling Haaland because we need to win the league. We know how to do that. It's because we don't know how to win the Champions League. And when you look at Manchester City last season, you look at us in the Real Madrid game where we were the better team by a long way, and we should have been probably 4-5-1 in that first leg. We should have been out of sight. But we had chances that we missed and we wasted. And what do you need in a competition like this? You need a guy who's a killer, who's fearless, who strikes dread into the heart of your enemies. And there's not many more fearful sights than Erling Haaland charging through on goal or scamping around the penalty area as the ball scrambles loose. Because Haaland is an absolute monster. He really is. And the 5 goals last night, fitting for the 5 things learned, of course, were just emblematic of a wonderful footballer playing at near the peak of his game. Like, I know the goals on paper are relatively scrappy, but there's a real skill and intelligence to that. If it was that easy, you'd have everyone getting 40 goals a season because everyone would know where to be. But it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen for a reason. Of course, his physicality and his pace and his leap and all that kind of stuff and his thunderous strike do help, but it's so much more than that. There's a real reading and intelligence to his game. People would love to tell you that it's all down to just tap-ins, playing down that as if there isn't immense intelligence, but there is, man. There really, really is. To do what he does is not easy. It just isn't easy. And I do think he could be the difference. Like, there's something about this Manchester City side. We are warming up just at the right time. As I'm filming this video right now, it looks like, let me just check the scores. It looks like Real Madrid are going through against Liverpool. I think it's 0-0 at half-time, is it? 0 at half-time. Napoli are beating guys from Frankfurt 1-0, so they're going through. So it's going to be Napoli, Real Madrid. We're going to have Milan in the draw, Inter Milan, Bayern as well. There's a bunch of teams there, Benfica, and there's someone else. Let me see, who is it? Is it Chelsea? There's a bunch of teams there that are very beatable, Obviously, Bayern and Real are the ones you want to avoid. Maybe Napoli as well, who could be underdogs. But I don't think there's any genuinely great teams. Maybe Napoli and Bayern and Real, of course. But I think there's potential that we could do this year. And I do think if we had someone who wasn't scared to kill a game off and we weren't wasting chances, then this could be the guy to do it for us. Because I do think Haaland has that killer instinct. He doesn't fear anyone. He doesn't fear anyone at all. Hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. It's good to see the regulars like Caleb and Stephen and Frederick and Jimmy and Fantarant. Good to see you there. Do you like the video as well, don't forget. And please feel free to say hello in the chat. So, could he be the difference maker? I think he could be. I think this guy is just... he's just what he is. He's just what he is. Justin Abavawadu is a great player, Sam. He absolutely is. It's hard to pronounce, but he's a great young player. He's not Erling Haaland yet, but maybe one day he will be. But yeah, to me, this is really exciting. Like, I think we're watching We're watching brilliance and watching fearlessness and we're watching a killer, a man who was born to score Champions League winning goals. Hopefully it'll be a City, but that's genuinely his level. His level isn't winning leagues, it's way more than that. It's winning the very best multiple times. The second thing I want to talk about is Manchester City's physical side. I was chatting to one of the guys on, I think it was Tendon actually, on the FanView Live last night, and he talked about Manchester City's strength. And to be honest, it wasn't really something I'd thought about massively until it was raised. But when you go through that Manchester City side last night, there is a lot of physicality. Like, this City side has quietly become a team of giants, and that may not always be relevant, but I think when you've got a knockout competition, it can be sometimes who wants it most. And you've got a bunch of physical warriors and you can't bully them. That is going to do you no harm at all, especially if they're good athletes as well. And right now, when you go through this Manchester City side, there's so many 6-footers, of course, the keeper as well. But then you've got Nathan Ake. He's not 6 foot, but he may as well be, you got Ake's about 5'11", but he's still physical and excellent. You got Diaz, Akanji, Stones. That is a strong back four, man. That is a physical, aggressive back four. It really is, and it's stoic. It's defensive, but it's also intelligent. With Nathan Ake getting better going forward, John Stones, his game versatile as fuck, and I'll get onto Akanji and Diaz in a bit as well. But it's strong. Rodri, we know, is an absolute beast. KDB is like 5'11" maybe, and he's a big man, right? He's strong. When he gets going, KDB is a powerful runner. He's no small guy. Gundogan's about 5'10", 5'9". He's not massive, but he's not tiny. It's only really Bernardo Silva that I would say is tiny. And Jack Grealish is like pushing 6 foot as well. I know some people think he's only like 5'9". He isn't. Google is wrong on this. I can guarantee you Jack Grealish is not 5'9". Guardiola's about 5'9", 5'10". Look at photos of Jack Grealish next to Guardiola. He's like that much bigger than him. I have stood next to Jack Grealish because I've had a photo of him, and I'm 5'10". I know I'm 5'10" because I've been measured recently at a gym. And he's definitely an inch or two taller than me. He is Jack Grealish. So he's about 5'11", 6 foot. So Grealish is a big guy. And even though he's not like, people would say, oh, he's not that strong. He works like an absolute machine. He gets in people's faces and he's relentless. I love that. Then you got Erling Haaland as well, So that is a physical team, man. It really is. And Bernardo Silva, as people said, Bernardo Silva, it's a great life on Jimmy. He said Bernardo Silva is the shortest giant I've ever seen, truth to be told. Yeah, exactly. Like, this man is a giant in many other ways. Yeah, he runs relentlessly and he's in your face, an absolute wasp of a player. And that does, of course, make a difference. Of course it does, man. Like, Bernardo Silva, he's the smallest guy, but he's a giant. Absolutely. So this City side is quietly aggressive. And I like it. Because I think when you've got your killer up front and you've got physical, tall, strong players, it could make a difference because knockout competitions are often ugly. And if you've got ugly players, well, they're not ugly, they're all beautiful to be fair, but ugly physical players, but they also play football, you're on to a winner. Akanji deserves our respect. I want to talk about Manuel Akanji, genuinely. Honestly, Akanji's got so much disrespect from some Manchester City fans. I see it online. I see like bad nicknames like Jumanji, which is quite funny to be fair. I do laugh at that. And people having a go at him for not being Manchester City's best centre-back. But where's our respect gone for him? Are we forgetting that he's been here for a matter of months and most players don't really find the best Manchester City form for a good year and a half? He's already looking pretty damn decent despite coming for 40 million and despite, not having any time to adapt. He's already looking pretty damn good. And at times he looks excellent. And last night was one of those times where he genuinely looked excellent. Akanji was aggressive in their box, making chances. And he was good defensively last night and showed great pace and he was good on the ball. He was excellent. He absolutely had a flawless game yesterday. And even though some people will say Stones is better, Laporte's better, Ake's better, that might be true. But the idea that you can't still be a very good player and then be better than you is not true as well because they're all top class. He's a very good player. He's a very good player who also deserves time. Like, everyone else gets time. Look at it. We all love Nathan Ake at the moment, but we're 3 years into his Manchester City career and he's just found his best form. It took Jack Grealish a year and a half. There's no shame in that. It took John Stones a few years to find his very best form. There's no shame in that at all. And Akanji's come in. and played like a leader. He's been excellent. Sometimes he's not been perfect, maybe just a 6 out of 10. Made the odd mistake here and there, but he's still learning. Why is he not learning too? Just because he's playing every week doesn't mean he hasn't already learned everything. Impressive. Absolutely. Rodri took a year and a half, exactly, Kevel, And I think Akanji deserves our respect because he's come into a team with a bunch of new faces and he's just got straight at it, been smart, intelligent. And tell you what, if Guardiola plays you regularly, you've got something there, haven't you? Bit of rum there. And he deserves it. He deserves our respect because he's an excellent player, man. He's an absolute excellent player, and I'm really buzzing to see him in our team. What a signing. Cheeky, take a bow, son. 40 million, brilliant. Speaking of 40 million, Nathan Ake, baby. Nathan Ake, whoa. That's never going to catch on, but I will always sing it. I met him and I wanted to sing it. I was like, I wanted to sing it to his face. I can't. But Nathan Ake, quietly outstanding again. He's the greatest example of what we should say when we talk about Calvin Phillips. Give him time, and of course, give Akanji time as well, but he's still good already. But Ake, right now, what Renzo's just said, Ake's better than Cancelo. Look, what I will say is he's definitely more reliable than Cancelo. Cancelo obviously had higher highs, but defensively, Ake is absolutely perfect. And whisper it quietly, Nathan Ake's learning how to get forward and actually create stuff as well. Like, it was a cross for Haaland yesterday, which was excellent. Ake is just so smart, so intelligent, so wonderful that you don't really doubt that he could do anything. He's a great example of where you let players, find themselves in the Manchester City shirt. Give them time to learn the system, be comfortable in their own skin, feel like they belong and find their own niche and watch how they develop, man. And this is what you get. Ake right now is Manchester City's first choice left back, deservedly. And right, as Jimmy said, his surging runs into the box are pretty tasty. Like, honestly, he was overlapping. He was running into the box. His passing is improved tenfold. He looks like a left back. A more defensive-minded left back, but I like it. It sort of works. And, I think that left side, Grealish works like an absolute beast these days. And when you got Grealish and Ake there, that's on lock. That left side is on lock. And I tell you, if you're going to win the Champions League, don't concede goals. Be strong. And to me, this is really, really impressive. Welcome, Anthony. Welcome to everyone else, by the way. I love him. I absolutely love him. I mean, he's there on merit. Look, here's a controversial opinion for you. If Vardiol comes in, he'll probably play the same role as Ake. Right now, I'd rather have Ake. Just don't sign. If we can sign Vardiol and a left back, sure. But I would rather the money went on a classic left back. An attacking one to be something a bit different, like a different profile, like a Theo Hernandez or something like that. It won't be him, but one that can get forward and be attacking. Because Ake's a great defensive fullback, but I want someone who's a great attacking fullback. So we've got, we can mix and match it a little bit. We can play wing backs in that instance, something like that. So basically, I want something like that. That to me, what would do. But Ake right now is in the form of his life, and he's a great example of why we should always be patient and trust Guardiola. Finally, you step to the king. You better not miss, man. KDB is still the king. He took it personally. All us fucking nobodies questioning him online, thinking, is he done? No, I actually said on one of these videos, he just needs a bit of rest. A few days out, Guardiola talking about focusing him, and KDB was probably City's best player yesterday, other than Haaland, if not Haaland. Seriously, I think KDB is absolutely immense. We all know that, but last night he was brilliant. As Guardiola said, do the simple things right, and the complicated things will come after that. And I think he was right last night. KDB was very much back to basics, to quote Fabian Delph. He was making the simple passes. He was playing his game, drifting into space, and crossing when he needed to. He wasn't getting deep and trying to force it. He was just trusting his teammates to find him, and he was playing the simple passes, and of course, involved in so many wonderful chances, great crosses from everywhere. The goal as well, a goal of the highest quality. He's just such a marvellous footballer, really. That finish at the end was just very much, I'm Kevin fucking De Bruyne, and you better realise who I am. He is the king, man. And to be honest, I've always said this, but I'll say it again. If KDB turns up and plays really well, City just win. I do think he is the one player on our team that if he has a stormer, Manchester City are guaranteed to win because he's that good. Like, there is no one that can reach his level at Man City. When KDB turns up, he's going to score a world-class goal and get you world-class assists. You can't touch him. Like, he is hands down our best player. And I don't think it's even close. Like, when he's on his best form, no one touches him. I don't think anyone touches him in the world at his very best, maybe other than Messi. I really believe that. I think the way he controls the game, I think he's phenomenal, man. And KDB is our king. He's a legend. What I need more than anything is a statue of him holding a Champions League trophy. I need it. I need it so much, man. So much. We all need it. And it could be possible. But right now, KDB is warming up nicely. He really is. And he's finding his best form potentially. And I'm quite excited. I really am. I think like we could be seeing the best of KDB here. We could be. It's taking a little bit of time for Manchester City to warm into it, but we're currently fighting all fronts. FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League. We're okay, we didn't win the Carabao. But in general, we're in a good place. So they're the 5 things that I took from the game. Erling Haaland could be the Champions League missing piece, the difference maker. And I think he could be. I honestly think he could be, man. He's that killer that we've been missing for an awful long time. Fingers crossed he will be. City are looking increasingly physical these days. Big giants all over the pitch. And I think it's something I would like to see more of. And that's not even including Kyle Walker, who's a physical freak as well. And then, we look around, there's 6-footers everywhere. It does help. Akanji deserves a little bit of respect because his football has been excellent and he's adapted and he's still he needs a bit of time, man. Give him a bit of time. Like, why are we acting like he doesn't deserve time too? Nathan Ake is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I love him. And of course, KDB is still the king. There are 5 things I took from the game. Of course, there is loads more talking points. Just jump on over to my match reaction if you want to watch them. Because obviously there's plenty more to talk about always. That to me was really encouraging. Like, I'm feeling pretty confident about our season. I've been saying for the past few weeks that I do really feel that City are warming into this season. I'm quite confident that we're starting to... The thing is, you start to see one player find form, and then someone else does because they're mates with them and they're happy, so they're happy. And form is often about confidence and happiness and feeling comfortable in your own skin. And I do actually think right now, City are starting to find their best form. And it's slowly but surely getting there. And I'd rather it be at this time of the season. And it's not that far away from the usual winter run that Manchester City go on. We were unbeaten in 9. We won 4 or 5 games in a row. Things are starting to look pretty nice, man. And we're getting the beginnings of a run here, man. We're starting to smell and sense a little bit of blood. And to me, that is really encouraging. Because this City side, when we get going, there is not many sides like Manchester City. And I think if we're in touching distance of Arsenal, when they come to the Etihad, I think we'll beat them. And after that, I think we'll win the league. Big sayings. And we could, of course, also win the Champions League. Fingers crossed, Fingers crossed. Don't know if we will do, but when there's a Haaland, there is a way. Guys, please do hit the like button on this video. Let's get to 100 likes if you're watching this right now live. And of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It is massively appreciated. I am going to leave it there for this. City are fucking good. You're all beautiful. You're wonderful. I'm going to get some rest because I'm tired, man. Knackering. In a bit. Love you all.